Hello again everybody and welcome back to the channel. A few days ago then, JustFlight released their new update for their Piper PA28 Arrow 3 for Microsoft Flight Simulator, releasing version 0.4. And there's quite a lot of new updates to talk about and show you guys, but there's one in particular that I want to focus on today because it requires a little bit of setup to get it all working. So within the aircraft update itself, they've added ground service support for marshallers and fuel trucks. They've added the ability for the KR85 ADF to automatically search for fractional frequencies. So say for example you wanted to track an NDB with an ADF frequency of 383.5, you would be able to tune in 383 and the ADF would automatically search for those fractional frequencies for you and select them. CDIs now work with RNAV approaches, reference speeds have all been corrected. Different voltage requirements have been tweaked as well for some of the GPS units on here. The true airspeed scale for the airspeed indicator has been fixed. Emergency landing gear logic's been fixed and improved as well. And there's quite a few other tweaks and improvements as well, like the EFB automatically powering back on again. If you hide it, when you reveal it again, it'll automatically pop back on again. Propeller exercise check has been added to the ground power checklist too. And they've fixed some of the background lighting, so things that used to illuminate before when everything was off now switch off properly at night with power off. They've also added in loads of sound improvements, so optimised brake rudder pedal audio, ground roll volume's been improved, interior startup shutdown volumes, low RPM engine volume, improved surround effect of engine noise, improved wind noise, fuel pump loop, and audibility of interior gear retraction extension audio as well, and a whole load of other stuff. So yet again from JustFlight, a really fantastic update released on the 15th of April 2021. So here we are at Denham Aerodrome, and the one big one that I want to show you guys is the PMS50 GTN 750 integration that's been added into the aircraft, and there it is. So I'm going to show you guys how to set it all up. And we're going to go on a little VFR hop from Denham Aerodrome, Echo Golf Lima Delta, where we are at the moment. And if you want the scenery for this, by the way guys, I created it using some of the standard SDK objects and built a custom hangar and things, and you can download it for free on flightsim.to. so have a little look on there, search for Denham and you'll find it. We're going to fly over to the Pilot Plus London Oxford Airport, or Kidlington as I know it as. So current QNH 1033. I'm going to skip through most of pre-takeoff checks and things just to get it started up. So of course you'd work through all of your flow to get everything ready to go for engine start before showing clear prop. And jolly good. So let's have a little look how to tune this then. Let's say for example we're on Unicom and connected to the VATSIM network. We're going to want to tune 122.8, so we can quite simply just click that button there where it says standby 122.800, and we can hit enter so it goes into the standby box, or we can click the transfer button there and it will flick across. If you click COM1 at the top in green, it switches between the two. Same with nav as well, tracking those VORs and things like that. Some of these objects, like weather, are premium features, and you'll need to pay for an annual plan if you want to get those sort of things like chart integration, traffic, terrain. So a lot of these are greyed out. But you can also see nearest NDBs. So you can see Chiltern there, you can see the frequency of 277. And when we turn it on, that should go active, because we are quite close. 277. So by clicking onto the nearest NDBs, we can quite simply click on one and have a little look, and you can see some data there saying that it's 2.1 nautical miles away from Denham on a bearing of 356 degrees. So little bits of information. You can see Denham there at the bottom as well, labelled as a airport. So clicking back, you can do the same with Burnham VOR, and you've got a scroll bar there. You can just click and hold that and scroll away. Heading back then, we've got the same with local airports, nearest airports for us, really handy for diversions. So say for example we were taking off and we wanted to divert to Elstree. If we had a premium account, we'd be able to look at all the charts and things for that. It brings up a splash page. View charts is greyed out because naturally it's a premium feature. A lot of this is under beta as well, but we can click preview and have a little look. And we've got some runway tabs here as well, so we can see 26 and 08 are available, and some tower and FSS frequencies too. Really cool. And airspace. This is a really good one for those of us who like to do a little bit of VFR on VATSIM every now and again, because it shows us that we're under the London CTA at the moment, and we're currently at Denham in restricted airspace. If we scroll down, we can see that we're also near to a multitude of different restrictions too. VORs, we click that and it brings up the menu with all of the nearest VORs as well. So again, to help aid in our navigation. So how do we plan a flight? Let's hit flight plan, let it load, and then we hit origin, Echo Golf Lima Delta, Denham. If it doesn't find it, you can just hit find, but it's automated, so it should be fairly quick at identifying that, and we can hit enter and set destination. So enter, and we want Oxford Airport, or Kidlington as it used to be known, Echo Golf Tango Kilo. Enter. You can see there Kidlington. We can add some en route waypoints as well if we wish to build a bit of a flight plan, and we could go to the Henton NDB of 433. So add en route waypoint, and we can type in HEN, and it shows that it's United Kingdom, and we get the little NDB symbol there which shows us that it's recognised that we want to fly past a NDB. So let's go ahead and click enter there, and in it goes. You can see the active waypoint at the moment. If we wanted to, we could add in another one. So we can go ahead and just build our flight plan as we wish here. Now depending on where we're going, we might have to set a squawk. So we can click in the transponder button at the top here and we can set whatever squawk is required. And of course, when you're ready, you want to turn it on. And ideally altitude reporting is good. So there's also another tab here, procedures, on the menu, and if we click that and we click into departure, we can see that we've got no options available for us here. If we look into the approach for Kidlington, give it a second to load and think, we can click approach and we get a number of options here. Wind's currently a 350 at 3 knots, so we'll go with an NDB1 approach. And you can see there, we can click and drag and we can see that it's roughly added to DIN as well. We don't have a transition here, but we can just load approach, and we can activate it if we get a bit closer as well. That'll add it to the flight plan. And there it is, you can see it built in. On the map then, we can click onto there, We've got buttons at the bottom right of the screen to zoom in and out, so we can see what to expect. And we can see the Chiltern NDB there as well. If we click and drag, we can find that Chiltern NDB. If we click on different areas, you'll see at the bottom here on pan mode, you can click on different sections here and it will give us a bearing and a distance to those waypoints, which is a really cool little extra feature. And we can change the CDI and the way that works, and our OBS digitally. And we've got a whole load of settings and things to play with too. So, how do you download and install this? Now that I've shown you guys how roughly to use it, you probably click into your flight simulator having updated, and you'll be wondering where it is, because you're clicking this little GPS option here in aircraft options on the EFB, and GTN 750 isn't an option. So, you need to head to the website that I've placed in the description down below. If you guys find this useful, by the way, and helpful, give us a like, let us know what you think in the comments below, and make sure you click subscribe while you're here too. But you want to go to the PMS50 website /MSFS /download /GTN 750 base beta, and just hit download. And this is the free version, so it gives you limited stuff like ComNav, transponder, map, flight editing, some basic procedures, direct twos. You can see there on the list. There's a minimum features set there. If you want the whole hog, then of course you can get the premium version, which requires a subscription, but it gives you a whole load of other stuff as well. But for now, we're just downloading and using the GTN 750 Basic, which is free. Once you've downloaded that, click the installation instructions down below and make sure you read through the instructions carefully. Now, they can be quite confusing at first when you start to read them, because it goes on about how you can add this to the G1000 aircraft too, and it will then talk about premium extension activations and a few other things too. But it also roughly gives you an idea of how to use things, so I always recommend having a little look there. Once you've downloaded it, go to wherever you have installed your Microsoft Flight Simulator, head to local cache, packages, community, and extract that folder. There it is. So you want to extract that PMS50 GTN 750 base beta folder and extract it into your community folder. As you can see, I've done there. Now, make sure before you do anything else, you've already updated your JustFlight PA28, and you'll find that when you click into it, you will have a folder added in here for the PMS50 GTN 750 and the 3 gauge files that's required too. So really important you add those in. And there's some instructions as well if you want to use some of the sound file in the base pack that you've just downloaded and add it in here. It shows you what files to edit and things like that. But be careful if you do those. Nobody wants to break a simulator and have to reinstall everything. That's all you need to do. So you've updated 0.4 and then you've downloaded the PMS50 GTN 750 base. If you want to add this to other aircraft, as the instructions show you, there's an aircraft packages folder there if you can click and drag into the relevant planes. But I won't go into that, of course. Then you boot the sim and spawn somewhere you like to fly from, i.e. Denham, with my scenery, and head to your EFB. And you want to flick that GPS option all the way across until you see the big square, which is the GTN 750. Get the aircraft fired up, bring it to life, and have a play. So, buzzing along then around Buckinghamshire, just to show you guys how this works in flight itself. You can see here I've drifted quite far away from our track, and it's recognising that in the GPS unit. So it's telling us we're now 1.8 nautical miles to the right hand side of the track itself, but we're still en route to the KN NDB. I steer back towards the flight plan route, you can see now that we've got a bit of a track line coming back in towards that centre triangle, arrow if you like. So it's a really nice little way of showing you how to figure that out really, and monitor your track from your route as you're flying along. You just leave the screen open there and you can see everything as you go. You get a C chord as you go to the next part of your route, and we can zoom out and see what's expected of us here. So we can just keep going in a straight line, we just follow the magenta line if we want to. We can click and drag as we fly along too. It goes into pan mode, and you can see what it's doing is it's vectoring us to the entry point for that NDB approach that we randomly put in on the flight plan itself. We click home at the top to take us back to one of the other tabs. And we can click nearest airport, EGTK, nearest VRPs aren't available yet. Hopefully this will be a free feature in the future, but if not it will be a premium feature where they place the VRPs into the map, and then you can see the entry points to the pattern, things like that. You can see your procedures and the runways 01 and 19. We're going to be landing on 01 today because of the weather, and there's our frequencies. We can tune 10835 if we wanted to fly an ILS approach. So we can click in here, 10835, enter. There we go. Back to the map, and you can see we've drifted ever so slightly right on track. So as I mentioned before, if you guys want to get your hands on the GTN 750 package, you can download the basic version for free at the moment with the link in the description down below for today's video. I'm going to go ahead and complete my flight into Pilot Plus London Oxford. I'll put the link in the description for that too. If you haven't already done so, then check the video that I've done for it. It's a really cool airport, exceptional detail. Make sure you click subscribe down below, click like, and let me know what you think in the comments below for today's video. I hope to see you all in a live stream in the very near future, but in the meantime, thanks for watching.